Hi, everybody. My name's Omar, and I'm with Film Yap, and this is my review of Cocaine Bear. So, when I first heard about the movie Cocaine Bear, I really didn't know what to expect. I heard about it months ago, and I knew it was directed by Elizabeth Banks, and that's about it. And I also knew that it was um, the last feature film uh, starring Ray Liotta, who passed away in 2022. So, um, as a Ray Liotta fan, I was curious, but I really didn't give uh, much thought about. I thought the title was kind of silly, uh, and I knew it was based on a true story. So it takes place in 1985. Apparently, there was a drug smuggling operation where something went awry, and the drugs needed to disappear as quickly as possible. So the drugs in question are cocaine, and at the beginning of the movie, we see a pilot uh, in an airplane uh, throwing out duffel bags full of cocaine. Uh, some of that cocaine ends up in a national forest where a uh, the titular bear uh, ingests it and becomes the cocaine bear, who goes on a rampage through the forest. And the movie basically is pockets of people who come in contact with the bear and uh, their escapades. So, like I said, it's directed by Elizabeth Banks. It stars Kerry Russell, uh, Ray Liotta, uh, O'Shea Jackson Jr., uh, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, uh, Alden Ehrenreich. It's a good cast, very enjoyable cast of characters. The movie doesn't have a narrative where it follows one person. However, like I said but earlier, it follows. It's like they're like cutscenes, and they're all revolving around the bear. So how the bear interacts with the drug dealers, how the bear interacts with Kerry Russell and her children, um, and how the bear interacts with the park ranger and the park uh, punks. So it's kind of like every it's like I said, it's like every set piece involves the bear. And the bear is the star of the movie. Um, as the bear is 100%, I think it's just 100% CGI. It looks great. I was not expecting the amount of gore that I saw on the display, which is I really enjoyed it for that. Didn't pull any punches. You know, if you're easily offended, if you don't like jokes uh, about bear vaginas, this might not be the film for you. Um, it goes really quickly. It's like I think it's like a 90-minute film. It flies by. Soundtrack is great. Um, some of the there's a standout scene. If there's one scene to highlight, it's the ambulance scene. Um, that's all I'm going to say, because most people, when they finish the movie, that's kind of what most people were saying. I wish the movie had that ambulance scene for a much longer duration of the film, because that scene was so well done that it kind of, when you compare it to the other scenes, it's noticeable how some of the other scenes drag when you compare it to that ambulance scene. That's an outstanding scene. Um, so yeah, let me get to the story. 1985, drug smugglers pitch tons of cocaine out of an airplane. It ends up in a national forest, and then a bear gets addicted to it. And what you have is then you have the law enforcement trying to locate the drugs. You have the drug smugglers trying to locate the drugs. You have Kerry Russell and her kids um, finding the drugs, and And then you have like the park ranger and the park punks and their interaction with the bear. Sorry, I'm laughing. This is it's a fun movie. I don't think it'll do. Uh, I don't think it'll have the box office appeal, but I do think though this movie will really appeal to the home market. I think it would be really big. Um, Blu-ray and online rental. It's a kind of movie that you order a bunch of pizzas, have a bunch of drinks, or any other leisurely mind-altering things that you partake in, and you just sit back and laugh. Um, like I said, I was entertained. It was fun. Uh, the ambulance scene is the best part, but if you have to see any other movie where a bear does copious amounts of cocaine, I recommend Cocaine Bear. I would probably so I'd probably give it a 3.5 stars if I was. The more I think about it, it was enjoyable. The characters were funny. Uh, if broadly painted, it's kind of like a call the characters are kind of comic book characters, very broad. Uh, they didn't really focus on one person, so you really couldn't make like an emotional attachment to any characters. But when you did spend time with them, you really the actors were great, so you kind of were rooting for some and not for others. For that part, I enjoyed it. I'd say I think I'd give it about 3.5 out of 5. Um, yeah, and if you want to see a 500-pound apex predator get high on cocaine, and if you're not offended by uh, people talking about bear vaginas, I would recommend it. So that being said, thank you. And this has been Omar for the Film Yap.